with Gary getting inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Gary, yeah.
Curious about what
should I have been?
That's for next week.
Yeah.
Just curious about like your thoughts and what that means to you, and kind of what's your guys' relationship like today with obviously the distance between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean we have we're best friends. Whether I'm at the other side of the world, that doesn't change. First message I receive after most games, before games, is from him. I think this week when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I remember thinking maybe a couple of months ago when I saw the Hall of Fame, and straight away I thought, well, I think my brother should be in that. And then they went through the voting process, and when he was named the other day, it was fitting really, because his hero, or mine and my brother's hero, Brian Robson, actually presented him the trophy, and he was almost embarrassed because Brian Robson's not in the Premier League Hall of Fame. I think what is the thing with Gary is because he's humble and self-depreciating. What he probably doesn't realise is there was a period of time when he was the best best right back in the world. You know what I mean? And he never talked himself up like that. He never had a brand to promote himself. He never promoted himself in any way. But he went to World Cups and European Championships and Champions League football and played it at the highest level, and there was no other right back probably in world football. People talk about maybe Cafu and Dani Alves, but Gary was probably the greatest right back at that time, and he was probably the greatest right back that's ever played for Manchester United and England. So and because of our relationship, because he's my brother and my best friend, you probably only at moments like this when he gets the recognition that he deserves, that you realise how probably special that your best friend and brother is. And like I say, I felt so proud this week seeing him inducted into that Hall of Fame. It's what he deserves. And I think what's nice is he's getting recognition from outside of probably the people that are closest to him.
Matias Rojas back on the pitch, missed the last 2 games. Just what was the actual injury that he was dealing with, and is he in contention to return to the pitch on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's his first day back. He only did partial session. He had a slight hamstring strain. Saturday is going to come quick, but I think at this point in the season, I think what you probably take a little bit more calculated risks. Obviously, he's got to get through the training this week, but you're at the point where it's win you through, win you go home, or lose you go home. So I think we'll assess him later in the week, maybe on Thursday in the press conference. We'll have a lot more of a better idea. But I think he's keen, he's pushing, and I think when he did his hamstring, I think it was the San Diego game at home, he came on and felt it. I think what we thought then is that there was always going to be a time when maybe we'll need him for a period for his quality, both on set plays and in open play, and it's good to have him back.
Is there the last couple of times we played San Diego? It's been goals. Is there a focus on keeping that mindset, locking in, even though if you take a punch?
Yeah, I think I think the thing out of the games that we've played, I think the first game was 0-0. Yeah, 0-0 away, which I think there's going to be goals. I think it's. I think in terms of probably the playoff games I've seen so far, that was probably the game with the highest quality in terms of sort of like the quality of the game. I thought it had a lot of incredible quality in the game. Obviously, going down to 10 men meant that we were a little bit handicapped in that way. But Saturday's going to be no different. I think the belief in the team is no different than it was before the weekend. I think we take a lot of positives from the game and a lot of learnings from the game as well. And I think we scored 3 goals against RSL to get through the playing game. I think we're going to have to score probably 2 or 3 goals to get through in this game, and we want to take it to a third series, a couple of matches.
And this is the 3rd time you've played this team in the last 3 weeks or so. What's it like watching film on them, or is there anything new that shows up for you?
No, I don't think there's much new. You're probably looking for new, to maybe change the momentum a little bit. They've got the better of us in the last 2 games, so we're going to have to improve. We know we're playing against the top side, a side that's full of confidence, but also it's a one-off game at Providence Park. I have a really good feeling about the group's coming today. And my feeling yesterday on the day off was they're going to be tired today, they're going to probably need to be picked up, but I didn't sense any of that. I think we're in it to win it. This playoff system means that you get other opportunities to bounce back in games, and the group's focused, the group's ready, the group wants to get out there as quick as possible next Saturday. We know it's going to be an incredible occasion. I thought the San Diego atmosphere was really good, and I think this is going to be another level.
One of the few bits of new for the San Diego team is likely getting Chucky Lozano back at the left wing. How does he look to hurt you differently than a Walt Pellegrino would?
Well, I mean, he's a DP player that's got incredible quality on the world stage. So we're going to have to be we're going to have to manage that. We did in the first game of the season when he played. Quality player, big time player. I always think in these games you want the best players on the pitch. You don't want any excuses. We want the best players on the pitch. We want to compete against the best. I think in that first 20 minutes of the game on Sunday, there was oh wow, this is a step up from the level that we've been. The atmosphere, everything, the occasion was a step up. Now we've experienced that. Now we're ready for that. And I'd say that on Saturday we need to make sure that there's another step up in atmosphere, another step up in the occasion, another step up in intensity, and really a massive step up in our performance levels.
Any extra message to the team being final home game of the year?
We're excited. I think probably we've had a couple of little snapshots this year of what Providence Park's like. I think about the Seattle game at home. LAFC at home was a real top level elite atmosphere, and I think Saturday's going to top it all. I've heard so much about the atmospheres at Providence Park. I remember the MLS Cup final against NYC. I was watching it on the telly, and even though I was the other side of America, you could feel that it was that was really special. I think on Saturday we're going to need commitment from every single player, every single staff member, and every single supporter. Now, one thing I would say is that these supporters never let us down. That's one thing that gives me goosebumps about this football club, makes me proud to work for this football club, is that on Saturday I think they're going to raise the roof, and we need to make sure that we raise the levels with them as well.